Hello and welcome to another video. So this is going to be a bit of a reading vlog. Oh, I'm not looking at this lip gloss. This light. Let me turn around. Okay, I'm just going to try and hold this. So I'll just do it quickly, this intro. So we're going to do a little weekly, hang out with me for the week, reading vlog type thing. Try and make it cozy. It's going to be a very busy week, so we've got a lot going on. This evening I'm heading over to my parents for dinner with my mum. Tomorrow is the only evening that we've got where it's a bit chill, so we'll make the most of that. Try and have a bit of a chilled evening, and then Wednesday, I'm actually going to a funeral, which I'm also not going to be filming for obvious reasons. And I did and ah about whether I was going to continue doing this video. But at the moment, I feel okay. I mean, that might change from Wednesday, but we'll see how it goes, basically. Thursday after work, so I work Monday to Friday 9 till 6, by the way. So these are all things as well that are going on after work, apart from Wednesday I'm obviously off work. Thursday we are going off-roading. We're taking the 4x4 vehicle that we have off-roading. Friday after work we are going to our next door neighbours to, basically he's just got a pool table, so we're just going to go over there, have some drinks, play pool. Saturday we are going over to a friend's house for some birthday celebrations, and Sunday we are going on a road trip down to Devon to collect some car parts. And whilst we're down there, we're going to do like a little train ride and have a bit of a day down there as well. So that should be a nice day out and about. I think it's about 2.5 hours away. I'm not really sure. But yeah. And in amongst all of that, I'm going to be reading. So first of all, I have 100 pages left of this. So I'm hoping to read this. Possibly finish this tomorrow. That's the plan. It's actually really good. I'm sorry the camera's all over the place. I tried. So yeah, the idea of this is absolutely brilliant. I like the premise of it. It has slowed down a little bit now. I think I'm going to just wait till I finished it and then I'll tell you all about it then. But yeah, that's what's happening this week. I'm going to take you along. Obviously excluding Wednesday, but yeah, for the rest of the week I'm taking you along with me, and we're going to do some reading, try and make it cozy. This week is meant to be a bit warmer. It's meant to be warming up, so not very autumnal. But yeah, we're going to work with it. So I'm going to start work now and get some reading done, and I will hopefully finish this today. I've got 100 pages left. We shall see how busy it is work-wise today. Hello, I have a little bit of a reading update because I have finished. Sorry about my chair. Let me just make sure I'm sat in a proper place and I won't move. The Strange Case of the Alchemist's Daughter by Theodora Goss. Firstly, you may have noticed that I didn't actually film anything yesterday, so today's Tuesday. After I did the opening to this video, I obviously did say, about what I'm doing all of this week, and that obviously I have dinner with my mum on Mondays. So we actually went out for dinner last night, just to like a cheap pub meal, just a cheap pub meal. And then we just hung out a bit at my mum and dad's. Then I came back last night, but yeah, I didn't film any of that. Today I've just been working from home and reading when I can. So it's now 20 to 5. and I've finally finished that book. This has taken me quite a while to get through actually, so let's discuss this, shall we? I just moved again, moved much. Right, okay, so this book is basically following Mary Jekyll, who is the daughter of Dr. Jekyll. Now we all know the classic Dr. Jekyll and the strange case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. This book kind of takes a load of classic novels and like famous characters and puts them all together in this book. So we have the daughter of Victor Frankenstein, so Justine Frankenstein, who was created by Victor Frankenstein after the well-known Frankenstein's monster. We also have Diana Hyde, who is Mr. Hyde's daughter. We've also got Dr. Moore's daughter, and there's just a few. Beatrice Rappaccini, who was very poisonous, giving off poisonous fumes. Basically, all of these daughters of these scientists, they created these monstrous women. And this whole book is basically following these women as they come together, and it's like a found family. So they come together and they decide that they are going to stop these scientists who have created this society. And all of the scientists in the society seems to be creating monsters and making like female monsters. And obviously these women want to put a stop to it. And you kind of see them all come together. You see them working alongside Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson. So yes, of course, another couple of characters in the book. Characters that we all know and love. So yeah, you're kind of seeing them all working together, trying to figure out how they can put a stop to the society. And it's so well done. The writing in this book is absolutely stunning. So the whole idea is that they are all together at the moment in this house, and they're all living together, and whilst they're living together they are creating this story, they're telling their story. So one of them is actually writing the book, so it's like a book within a book, and you're kind of reading the story as it's being narrated by them, and then every so often you get like a little bit where you're seeing their conversation with one another in the now as they're writing the story. So it kind of like comes out of the storytelling, you see their conversation, and then you kind of learn a bit more. It kind of dives into a bit more detail about that moment in time in the story, and we're kind of seeing a bit more of their backstory themselves, that sort of thing. It's very cleverly done. So the author has done an amazing job. So not only has Theodora Goss taken a load of characters and put them all together into this story, which, you know, pays a bit of like what's the word, like almost like a tribute to these classic novels like Frankenstein, The Islands of Dr. Moore, The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. There's a load of stories, famous stories, obviously The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. All of these sort of books that we all know and are seen as classics are used within this book and within this story, and it's written in a way that's just really clever, where it's like a story within a story, and it's just very well put together. I absolutely think this book is brilliant. I really do. It's not 5 stars for me though. So when I started reading this book, I was like, this is going to be 5 stars. I had all the 5-star vibes. I was loving it. But like in the middle of this book, it kind of like loses its way a little bit. Not loses its way, but it just kind of, the pace slows down a lot, and it just gets a bit more of a chore to get through, and it's a lot more slow paced. It definitely is. And I kind of wish that there were sections that were just taken out just to make this a little bit shorter. It's a 400-page book, and I kind of feel like it could have been probably like 350, and this is the first in the series. So I am going to look to see how many pages are in the second book, and then decide if I'm going to continue with the series. I don't know, I did really like this. I loved every single one of these female characters, and I loved the whole idea of this found family and them lot all ending up living together and standing by one another, being there for each other. All of that like was absolutely superb, and like I said, just like the writing in this is just really well done as well. So there's a lot that you can love about this book, and I just think it was very clever and with like a nice unique concept, you know, the story within story, seeing their dialogue with one another, like in the manuscript as well, that's been added in by the author within the story. It's, I don't know, very, very cleverly done, and I very much enjoyed it. I've given it 4 stars, a solid good 4 stars, because there's so much you can love about this book. I just wished that the middle part of the book didn't slow down in pace, but it was a very good read overall. So I have picked out my next read. Oh, hit me elbow. So my next read is going to be this, which is A Confession by Jessie Burton, because I've also got this as audiobook as well. The idea is to listen to the audiobook whilst I'm doing work on Thursday in the office. I was going to be driving myself, which is about a 2-hour drive, then 2-hour drive back to Mo for the service, but I'm now going to be heading up with my mum and one of my mum's cousins. So I'm going to be a passenger. I'm not actually driving. So the plan was that I was going to drive and I would have 2 hours there and 2 hours back to listen to the audiobook of this. So because I'm not driving now, and I'm going to be in the car with them, I don't think I'm going to be able to listen to the audiobook, but I might be able to like sit in the back, try and read a bit of the physical copy, and then Thursday I'm back in work, but I'm working in the office, so I can definitely listen to the audiobook whilst I'm working. We'll see how it goes. I might have some time on Saturday morning as well, quite a bit of time Saturday morning to read, because I think Paul needs to do some stuff, car stuff in the garage, and we're going out not until about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, well, 1:30 I think we're leaving in the afternoon. So I've got the morning where I can do some good reading as well, so we shall see. Also, we are doing a bit of a car journey down to Devon on Sunday, so I might be able to get some reading done on Sunday as well. So there's a strong possibility that even though this is quite a large book, there's like 460 pages I think, or 450 pages, so it's quite a chunky one. The writing is fairly small. I do think I have got quite a bit of reading time for the rest of the week in amongst doing things. Obviously I've still got a busy week, but you know, I'm going to try and read as much as possible. So yeah, it's gone up to 5 o'clock, so I'm probably going to start this now, I reckon. I know I have to start this now or a bit later. So Paul's dad is coming over this evening, so straight after we've had dinner, Paul and his dad are going to be making a start on the cladding on the back of the house. So I'm going to have to do some little bits and pieces. I'm going to have to like run down to the post box, take my post. I've got to sort out a few things like the washing and dishwasher. I've got to sort some stuff out in the kitchen, all of that sort of stuff. So I'm going to do all of that. Then I might be able to sit down and read some of this evening. So I'm either going to start it now or this evening. We shall see. I'm going to decide in a minute, but I wanted to just give you a little update on my thoughts on this book, which I thoroughly enjoyed, and I've picked out my next read, which is going to be this. So that's my little update. Hello. I thought I would discuss this book because I actually ended up starting it last night. I apologise that you can probably see my mirror, the back of me in the mirror. I kind of didn't know where to sit to try and film this. So anyway, this I got to page 78. For some reason, I'm absolutely hooked. It's that sort of book where you just want to carry on reading. It's very much a page turner. So we're following Elise. So it starts, well, there's 2 timelines. You've got early 1980s and the now, which is 2017. And in the 1980s, we're following Elise, and she's this beautiful woman. She does like life modeling. She's still trying to find her way, and she meets this woman who happens to be an author, and she follows her to LA, and you're kind of seeing her life where she basically is in awe with this author. And then you've got the 2017 where we're following Rose, and she's basically trying to uncover the story of her mother. So she's never actually known her mother, who went missing when she was 1 year old. Or she's always believed has just walked out and left her and her dad. And you're kind of seeing her putting things together. She wants to work out, you know, what actually happened to her mum, and she gets some information from her dad. So she ends up wanting to find this author from in the 80s to try and get some information about her mum, find out what happened to her. So I don't know, there's just something about it. Like both of the characters, both Elise and Rose, are likeable characters. They're very flawed, to be fair. I mean, with Rose, she's 34, so same age as me. She's not married, she hasn't got children. She has been in a relationship for 9 years with this guy who's a bit of a deadbeat, bit of a no ambition, nothing like that. And you know, they're renting this house, so she kind of feels a bit like all of her friends from around her are moving on with life. They all getting married, having children, and she kind of feels like she's stuck in this rut. Doesn't really know what she's doing with life at the moment. She's just working in this coffee shop, and she's basically put money into her boyfriend to start this business. They were going to have a business together, and she then obviously realizes that her boyfriend has no ambition to start this business, and she's just getting a bit fed up of life. So I think she kind of uses this excuse of finding out what's happened to her mother as a bit of an excuse to get away a little bit. And I can very much relate to her. You know, I'm 34. Although me and Paul do own our house, you know, we're not married, we don't have children, and I kind of feel like society puts that on everyone, like it says it's the norm, whereas me and Paul aren't getting married and having children. So I kind of feel like the society says it's normal for everyone to basically find someone and just get married and have kids. That's basically all we're here for. That's how society portrays it, whereas there's more to it than that, in my opinion. So yeah, I don't know, it's a really good book because the characters, I think, make this really good. I'm really enjoying these two characters that we're following, and this whole mystery surrounding what actually happened to Elise back in the 80s. Yeah, it's good. It's good. Let's be honest. I'm just really enjoying it. So I'm going to take this with me today. So the plan is, today's not a great day, it's a family funeral. So I'm going to head out the door now, it's 8:30. I'm going to go to Costa, get an iced chai latte. I'm going to make sure I've got some sort of lunch, because I can't cope with no lunch, and I kind of have a feeling when we get there, there's just not going to be any time. So I'm going to take a sandwich, a sandwich meal deal, because I just know I'm not going to be able to cope with not eating. So basically I'm going to head over to my parents, and then we're getting into my mum's cousin's car. He's going to take us up there, but I think I'm going to stop off before I head off to my parents. I'm going to stop at a place called Seaview over in Poole, which basically looks out towards the harbour. It's a very nice place. I think I'm just going to stop there and just read. I'll probably have like half an hour before I have to be at my parents to just read and just chill for a bit. I'm going to take my book with me in the car, because I might get to read in the car. I mean, I'm highly doubtful, but you know, just in case we got stuck in traffic or something like that, I always have to have a book with me just in case. So I'm going to take it with me, but I might not be able to read it. And then obviously we've got like the service and the wake, and it's a 2-hour drive. So all my family live up in Chippenham, and so we are heading there. It's not going to be a great day. Weather-wise, it's great. It's beautiful. It's blue skies out there today, and sunshine. Apparently it's going to be really warm, and we're in mid-September, so I was a bit like, oh, damn it, like what am I wearing? Like, I'm getting a bit The dress that I was gonna wear isn't, I managed to put a hole in it. I mean, luckily it was before I left the house, but still. So yeah, I'm just wearing a very casual type of dress, which I'm hoping is gonna be okay. We shall see. It's, you know, obviously they're not going to be bothered about what I'm wearing, but yeah, you know, it's, I hate funerals, I hate them. Obviously, well, everyone does it now, nobody likes going to a funeral, but yeah, my plan is just not to think about it, just not think about it at all, distract myself with a book. I mean, this is why we read, isn't it? I mean, one of the main reasons why I read is because I see it as like an escape. You escape out of your own life into this other life. I mean, this probably isn't the best of lives to escape to, but you know what I mean. At least it's not mine. So yeah, I kind of feel like today's not going to be obviously a great day, but I'm going to make the most of this morning. I think I'm going to get an iced chai latte from Costa. I'm going to try and read my book a bit at the viewpoint, and that should just, you know, level me a little bit. I'm the sort of person that doesn't show emotion, even at a funeral. I managed to completely shut my face down, as it were. I've managed to get this down to a T. Like, I am quite good at doing that. Purely because I don't want anyone to be like, oh, are you okay? Like, I get really awkward about, oh my God, I'm just so awkward. I'm just an awkward person, okay? I'm just an awkward person. So yeah, the plan is just to forget about it all and chill this morning, and then yeah, let's do this. It's not going to be great, but I did want to just let you know about my thoughts on my book so far. And I do like the dual timeline, actually. I like going between the 80s and the now. Very good. So yeah, that's the plan for today. I'm kind of like hunched right over here. Yeah, so that's the plan for today. Not a great plan, and I don't know what time I'm getting back tonight. So yeah, so I want to make the most of like having that half hour just to read my book this morning. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna head out the door now, and let's get on with this. Oh dear, but yeah, that's the little update so far. Hello, thought I would give a little bit of a reading update because I'm about halfway from this now, page 226. So I thought I would just give a little update. Yesterday I didn't get really any reading done. I think it was like probably 5 pages maximum. I know in my last update I was going to be stopping off at a viewpoint with a coffee and reading for half an hour before heading to my parents, but as it was, we were all running a bit late. Well, I wasn't running late, but the traffic was really bad, so I ended up having to go straight to my parents' house, and then we had to leave and head up straight to the service. So we didn't really have much time in the way of, yeah, trying to get any reading in before going. So yeah, it was a horrendous day. Obviously, I didn't do any clips yesterday. As you may have seen in the last clip, I was heading to a funeral, and I think this was definitely by far the worst funeral ever, because it was my cousin who's the same age as me. It was not, usually I go to funerals, you know, it was my nan's funeral or any of my nan's siblings who've passed away, so they're like great aunts and uncles, and it never seems as horrendous because you kind of like expect it because, you know, they are older. When it's someone 35, yeah, and it's cousin, and it's the first in your generation, that's it, kind of hits really hard. So it was a horrible day, but he would have been so proud of his mum and sisters, and it was an amazing service. So yeah, I also didn't take any clips of anything from the day, even just clips from when we were driving up there or driving back. So we got back quite late last night, so I finally got home about 9:30, and I was just so tired and so emotionally drained that I ended up just taking makeup off, putting my pyjamas on and getting into bed after sorting out the cats and the house a bit. So I didn't get any reading done then either because I was just so tired. So none of the reading got done yesterday, so I got distracted. So yeah, I have been listening to the audiobook today whilst I've been at work, and I've managed to get quite far. So I did tell you a bit about what was happening. This woman called Rose is basically, you know, trying to figure out her life out, and she's now 34, and she's heard some information about her mum. So since then, we've basically just had her claim to be someone else, just to get a job with someone who has connections to her mum from back in the 70s. So no, 80s even. So we're kind of seeing her trying to figure out, and almost like undercover, to figure out what's happened to her mum. And I'm still very much enjoying it. When I was listening to the audiobook though, it did make me realise just how much it's he said, she said throughout the book, which I hate in a book. When it's someone's like he said and then she said, when it's something like that, it just really annoys the hell out of me. So I did figure that out with the audiobook, which was a bit annoying, but I'm going to be reading physically for about 20 minutes. Then I'm heading home. We're having a very quick dinner and then heading straight out the door. So we're going off-roading in the 4x4 this evening over Salisbury Way, I believe. So I'll probably put a couple of clips in if I get any clips in here. It's something very different, but that's the plan for this evening. So we're probably not going to get back until quite late. So I'm not going to have any reading time done this evening, but yeah, we'll see how tomorrow goes. It would be good to finish this and make a start on my next read at some point hopefully tomorrow, but yeah, I don't know. I'm obviously very busy this week, so this is the second book of the week. We'll just see how it goes. So I am enjoying this. It's just the audiobook made me realise about the whole he said she said thing going on throughout. When it comes to dialogue, it's not the best, but I am enjoying this. I'm still intrigued about this mystery of what happened to Rose's mum, Elise. So yeah, I think it's going to be good trying to figure out what actually happened to her and whether Rose ever finds out, you know, and whether she gets found out that she's basically undercover and pretending to be someone else. You know, it's going to be, there's a couple of mysteries now, a couple of things that's making it a bit tense. So yeah, it's an okay read. I wouldn't say it's like 5-star territory, but it is a fairly good read. So yeah, I'm going to read for about 15-20 minutes physically, and then yeah, obviously I'll be heading out the door from the office, heading home and going off-roading. I feel like my eye, I think I've done something to my eye. Yeah, anyway, I just wanted to give a little bit of an update. So this is the update. I feel like my eye is swollen and I can see it, like, looks so weird. Oh my days. I'm gonna have to check what I've done with my eye. But yeah, there was a little update and a little, you know, clues what's happening this evening, where we're going this evening. But yeah, I'll be back soon with another update, probably when I finish this now. Actually, no, I probably still might do an update tomorrow. Anyway, we'll see. I don't know whether to wait just until I finished it or whether I will do an update tomorrow. So we'll see when the next update is.
first Toyota power.
Just coming on here for a bit of a reading update because I've got quite a bit further. I've been listening to the audiobook today. So I'm on page 322. So I think I have much further to go. We've got how many pages? We have, hang on a sec, let's find the page number, 454 pages. So yeah, nearly at the last 100 pages. So yeah, I'm still enjoying it. It's very much more, it's like not a thriller or anything like that. It's very much like, I don't know what you'd call it, literary fiction. Like, it's just basically following these two people, one in the 1980s, one in 2017, and there's connections, and we're kind of just following them in each timeline. And you know, there's a bit of a mystery because one has gone missing, but other than that, it's just we're seeing their lives, we're following them in their lives. We're just basically getting to know these characters. It's very big on the characterization in this book. They aren't, you know, unlikable characters, they're actually okay. So I am still enjoying it, basically. I'm still enjoying it. It's the sort of book which, yeah, not much in the way of story, as it were. It's not like action packed. It's not, but I don't know, but there's something about it which is making me turn the page that I'm really invested in. So there is that. Definitely not a 5-star read, but I think it's a strong 4-star read it's going to be. But I am enjoying it, so that's good. I'm basically going between reading it physically and via the audiobook. So yeah, it would be good if I could get this finished today, but it's probably not going to be likely. We were going to be going out this evening, but that has now been cancelled, and in fact I'm actually quite pleased for that because I'm very tired today. So last night, as you may have seen from the clips, and like I said in my last update, we went out off-roading, and we went with another couple, and their car basically didn't do very well, and we ended up having to sort out 2 very popped tyres and having to go and pick up like a spare wheel from somewhere else because obviously there was only 1 spare wheel on the car. And yeah, we didn't actually get into bed until 1 o'clock this morning. We didn't get home until way past midnight. I literally got home, took my makeup off, put my pajamas on, got straight into bed. I was so tired, so tired. So yeah, didn't get much sleep because then the cats woke us up about 6 o'clock-ish. So today has been a very tiring day. Let's put it that way. Yeah, I'm very tired today, so I'm quite glad that this evening's plans got cancelled. Not by us, we were meant to be going over to our next door neighbour's house. He's had to change it until next Friday, which is fine with us because of work. But it does mean that we're going to do a movie night instead. So as soon as I get home, I'm going to be putting my pajamas on. We're going to be ordering some food in because it's going to be a takeaway night, and we're going to watch a film and just try and get to sleep early, or, well, that never really happens in our household, but we'll try. And tomorrow morning we don't have any plans. Tomorrow we don't have any plans until going somewhere at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So in the morning we are going to have a very chilled morning. I'm hoping that I can read some of this tomorrow morning physically, but yeah, it's just basically a very chilled evening and morning that we are having because I'm extremely tired and Paul's extremely tired. Obviously it's been a very busy week and also emotionally draining as well. I always kind of feel like, you know, if you're crying a lot and I don't know, and you've got things that you're constantly thinking about, I just kind of feel like I get very emotionally drained, and that is what's basically happened. Like today, there's been many moments throughout the day where I've literally just like, my eyes are like starting to droop and I'm starting to fall asleep while sat here in the office. I'm extremely tired. So yeah, a nice chilled evening and morning is definitely what we need, and I'm looking forward to that. Very much so, very much so. So basically, I'm going to get home and put my pajamas on straight away. We're going to order some food. We're going to watch a nice film. I say nice. I don't know what we're going to watch yet. We're going to spend probably an hour trying to choose something on between Netflix and Amazon Prime. So as it always happens. But I want to just give a little bit of an update. And yeah, hopefully I get to read some more of this in the morning. I'm hoping that I can finish this. You know, I'm gonna read for like another 20 minutes now. So yeah, it'd be good if I could get this finished, but we shall see. We shall see. And that's a little update. Hello. So I have a bit of a reading update because I have now finished this, which is The Confession by Jessie Burton. So when I picked this up, I kind of felt like there was going to be some sort of autumnal vibe to it for some reason. I don't know whether it was something to do with the cover. I'm not really sure. Also because I've read The Miniaturist, so I kind of, you know, there was a bit of like a supernatural bit to that book. There's nothing supernatural in this book. So it's definitely not, you know, autumnal at all. So you can kind of read this at any time of the year. My honest opinion, it's definitely more of fiction than anything else. It's probably like historical fiction because it does go back to the 80s. You're following two different timelines, so it goes between the now and back in the 1980s. And we have three strong female characters. Actually, one of them is not very strong. Actually, two of them are still very strong, to be honest, when I think about it. So in the 1980s, you're following Elise, who kind of is like not able to find her way a lot. So she ends up in this relationship with Connie, who is an author, and she relies heavily on Connie. She's very much dependent on Connie, and her whole life is changed so that she can be with Connie and near her and all of that. So it's very much showing someone that's very dependent, you know, not very confident, not very secure within herself. And you then have obviously Connie, who is also like this main character, who is strong. She knows what she wants. She's very career driven. She's very much going out there to, you know, write these books, be this famous author. She goes over to America. She wants to live over there to make a life for herself, make herself more famous. And obviously she takes Elise with her. And then things start happening, secrets start coming out, they end up not together. And basically the end of it is that Elise ends up missing. And you then go to the now, which is based in 2017 and 2018. And we are following now Rose. And Rose is a 34-year-old who has no idea what she is doing with her life. She doesn't really know. You know, she's in this relationship with this guy who's a bit of not a great guy. She's kind of like not got a proper career. She's kind of a bit lost. She doesn't really know what to do with herself, and everyone around her, including her best friend, they're getting married, having children. She's a very relatable character, actually. And we kind of see her then deciding that she wants to find out about what happened to her mother, who is Elise. And we kind of see her lying and pretending to be someone else to get close to Connie to find out the truth of what happened to her mother 34, I think it is, like 33, 34 years ago. So who she basically left when Rose was an infant. So obviously she's never known her mum, and this basically plays on, you know, I don't know how to describe it very well. I don't think I can do this book justice, but the idea is that, you know, you've got these three women, and it's about love, it's about relationships, it's about empowerment in a way. It's these women finding themselves, and there are some harrowing scenes in this book. I definitely think that you should check the trigger warnings. There's one in particular which I wasn't expecting, and it kind of got to me a little bit. It's something that is a little bit of a trigger for me, not to the extent where I just couldn't read on from the book. I mean, it happens towards the end that you find out about it, and it does go into some graphic detail on it, which isn't nice at all. But yeah, I don't really want to say it on here. I kind of feel like it's going to give things away a bit too much. I think really you're just following three characters, and this author does characterization so well. Like, each of the characters are, I mean, they're not likable, but they're not meant to be likable. They're very flawed. They're very much trying to find themselves. It's very much a story about, you know, finding yourself, really. And yeah, I think the author has done a fantastic job with this book. I wouldn't say it's 5 stars. I would say it's a solid 4-star read. I did really enjoy it. I think it's the sort of book which, you know, you need to go into it, I think probably known that it's a fiction, not a thriller, would be a good start. It's I wouldn't say it's like particularly fast-paced generally, but I don't know, it's a sort of book where I kind of feel like it's, I don't know, it's definitely a page turner though, because there is this mystery element to it. You do want to find out what happened to Elise, and I think it's really well done in the end. I think the ending is done quite well. It's very much like an open ending. It's like you need to like think about it yourself and how you think that, you know, these characters move on in life. So yeah, I do think it's done really well, this book, and it definitely makes you think about your own life a little bit as well. And I did relate to Rose quite a bit. So Rose is Elise's daughter, and I did relate to her character quite a bit, you know, where she's basically not knowing what the hell she's going to do with her life. She's witnessing everyone around her getting married and having children, and she doesn't really know where she stands in life. And, you know, I kind of feel like she's the same age as me, and I'm 34. I don't have a career. I have a really good job that's well paid, but it's not a career. I've not worked my way up somewhere. I've not, you know, gone to university. I haven't got a degree. I haven't done what people my age seems to have done. I always kind of like look around me and kind of think, oh my god, everyone else seems to have their life like sorted, their thoughts all like done and dusted. They know what they want in life, they know what they're doing. They kind of seem very much, you know, put together a bit more. And I kind of feel like Rose's character is definitely like those of us who kind of doesn't really know what's going on and with like your life. Like I do feel sometimes like I question myself sometimes, because obviously I'm not married, I don't have children, I don't have a career, I've never gone to university. I did do A-levels and I did have a career type job, which I did for 8 years, and then I stopped that because I was like, marketing is not for me, working in magazine publishing is not for me. And so I now work in a job which is not like this career ambitious type of job. And I kind of feel like Rosa's character was very much playing on this a bit, you know, like making you think. And, you know, I have had moments where I've kind of thought, well, everyone I know is getting married and having children. Everyone I know seems to have their shit together. And I'm just here, like, still want to go down to the pub with my mates. I still want, you know, want to, I don't know, it's like I've not grown up. And, you know, I'm not career-minded in any sense. I have bought a house and we are renovating a house. So that is an adult thing. But yeah, other than that, like, I sometimes question, you know, the fact that I'm not very adult-like. But sometimes I think that's okay. I'd rather be the way I am than be in this marriage with children and be unhappy. That, you know, I am seeing a lot that's happening at the moment. You know, I think choosing the life of marriage and children is a very difficult life, and you have to be well mentally prepared for that. Now I'm going off in like this massive tangent about things, but it's because of this book. This book really makes you question things like in your life, really makes you take a step back and think about your own choices. And yeah, I mean, I have no regrets whatsoever with how my life has gone, which honestly is a good place to be. I know I am extremely lucky to be in this and very fortunate to be in this situation where I have no regrets in anything that I've chosen to do. I feel like I lead a really great life, and you know, and that's a positive, that's a really good thing. So yeah, I mean, I do like read this and, you know, it does make me think a little bit, but in the same sense, you know, it does make me appreciate, you know, the choices that I've made for myself. But yeah, it's a very good book. It's very clever. It's very well written. The writing is beautiful in this, and the characters, like the characterization in this book is superb. So yeah, I definitely can see how this could be, you know, it's got quite a high rating as well on Goodreads with rating wise. Yeah, it's a very good book. I would just definitely check trigger warnings before getting into this, because I think there's a couple of things that, yeah, they hit me and I wasn't expecting it at all. And yeah, it was a difficult one, but okay. But yeah, 4-star read, definitely enjoyed it. So I finished that book. I think I'm going to read next the book by TJ Klune, which is the second book after The House in the Cerulean Sea. I've forgotten the name of the book. I think I'm going to go and pick that up. So I'm probably going to carry on reading for like another hour. But then I really need to get dressed, get ready, and head out the door to go over to my friend's house. So they're doing kind of like a housewarming / birthday thing. So Paul and I are going to go over there, spend a few hours with friends, seeing people. Tomorrow we have a very early day. We're getting up very early and leaving the house very early and having a day out down in Devon. It's like a 2.5 hour drive to where we're going. But I will take you along. We'll see what goes on down in Devon. Yeah, so that's gonna be exciting. I'm just feeling very tired at the moment. That's the only thing. I don't know if you can tell by my eyes in this, but I am feeling very sleepy. So yeah, there is that. I don't know, like, there's a part of me that wants to have a nap, and there's a part of me that's like, no, let's start the next book that I've been very excited to start. I don't know, I'll make a decision in the next 5 minutes of what I'm going to do. But I wanted to come on here and give a little update that I have finished this and I enjoyed it, and I gave it 4 stars. It's a very complex type of book. It's definitely a fiction, probably like historical fiction. But yeah, there's definitely nothing thriller or that autumnal about this book, so I put this on my TBR for this month thinking it was going to be like an autumnal read, but it's not even set specifically in autumn, so I don't know where I got this idea from, but I'm so glad I read it. It was a very good read, a fairly quick read, so yeah, that's my little update. Hello, I thought I would come on here a bit of a reading update, also just to close off this video. So, I'm just doing it from my office. Excuse the hair, went out on a boat. It's all a bit windswept, a bit all over the place. It is what it is. So, I basically got to page, gotta get up to 53 on this. So this is Somewhere Beyond the Sea, which is the sequel to The House in the Cerulean Sea, and I absolutely am 100% loving this. 5 stars, I reckon it's going to be. I'm absolutely loving it. Just getting to know all the characters again, bringing all the characters back. There's just so many moments already where I've, had a tear come to my eye, and it's really touched me, and yeah, I just know I'm going to love this. I have high hopes for this being a 5-star read. I'm pretty certain it's going to be 5 stars. I'm absolutely loving it. If you don't know what the story is, I'll tell you a bit about what's happened in the first book. So you basically have this orphanage on this island which basically houses children that have special powers, magical powers. There's even the devil himself supposedly there. You've got a load of different type of characters like shapeshifters, all sorts of different children that all have these sort of different abilities, and they're in this orphanage, and obviously like the humans over on the mainland don't want them around. And then you have Linus, who basically has to go over to this orphanage, and he works for the magical, what is it called? What is the name? Oh, I think it's this on here actually. It's the department's in charge of magical youth and magical adults. He works in one of these departments, and his job is basically to go and check that everything is okay with these children, that they're not running amok and they're not getting in the way of the humans, and everything is okay with their leader, the person in charge. And you kind of see this relationship start to blossom between Linus and the bloke who runs the orphanage, and you get to see how his relationship forms with each individual character. So he obviously goes thinking that the worst of these children. He thinks they're going to be horrendous, and he kind of starts realising that each one is unique and special in their own way. And it's just so beautifully done, and this one is a sequel to it. This follows on from the first book, and I'm absolutely loving it so far, and I'm loving being back in this world and with these characters. So yeah, I definitely think it's going to be 5 stars. But today we went over to Devon. We've had a lovely day out. It's been quite a long day. It's nearly like 9 o'clock, I think it's coming up to, so I thought I would end this vlog here. I've read a few good books, so let me go and grab the books that I've read, and I'll quickly just show those, discuss those. Okay, so these are the books that I've read. I had, I think, about 150 pages left of this, The Strange Case of the Alchemist's Daughter by Theodore Goss, at the start of the week. So I've read this, finished this off. I gave it 4 stars. This one was following May Jekyll and had a lot of characters from some classic books that we all know and love. Yeah, I thought it was superb. Very, you know, gothic vibes, perfect for this time of year. I then read The Confession by Jessie Burton, which I thought was going to be like an like with autumnal vibes, because I read The Pinterest, and that kind of has like a supernatural element to it. So I thought, weirdly, I thought this was going to go down the same route. It's not. It's basically following across 2 timelines, in the 80s and in the now, and following 2 women, and it's more of like a fictional story. I did still really much enjoy it, and I gave it 4 stars. And then I've got about 53 pages into this, and I'm definitely getting 5-star vibes from this. So those were the 3 books I've been discussing so far this week. But yeah, I want to finish this vlog now, so thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this. This was a bit of like a reading vlog with a bit of a week in my life. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I will be back very soon with another video. Bye.